that this holds, that it keeps working. I've been having a lot of problems with my microphone, specifically with my my sound mixer. So I'm really hoping that nothing happens to this. But if it does, I'm very sorry. How's it going, guys? Hello. Good morning. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So what will typically happen is it'll be totally fine and then suddenly it'll just die. So it's not that there will be like a bunch of static or anything like that. It'll literally be like I'm talking, and then I vanish. So fingers crossed that it all holds, that it all does fine. When did I get a tattoo? A few months ago. I got this one. Yeah. Bloodstained came in the post. Oh, fuck. Is that out? No. Release date June 18th. Tomorrow, you fucks. I'm so mad. We should have a tattoo command. We should. There are a few things that I think to myself, there's a link that would be really easy to just have the bot throw in chat. Yeah. I need to thank you for rating the chickens the other day. It's the most wholesome thing on the internet. It's so cute, right? Is that a dog or a cat that ran behind? Definitely a cat, unless a dog has snuck into my home. It's definitely a cat. I'm a backer, but I do have to wait for all the extra stuff to arrive. I got you. Look, you deserve it. You deserve it. Let us know how it is. Yeah, there's a channel where they have just like cameras on their chickens, and they have sheep, and they have rabbits, and you can like give treats to the animals and stuff. It's adorable. It's adorable. The only time that it's hard for me is when there is a treat and the chickens fucking rush for the area where the snack is, and they're like rubbing up against the microphone over and over again. I'm like, hi Miori, how are you? Be honest, if a dog snuck into your house, you would keep it. We actually very recently we had a situation where there was a dog. Pluto, our friend Pluto, and his girlfriend Naira, who's also a streamer, Scintilla, they were like coming over to our house, and they saw a stray dog, and we literally just like brought it into the house because we were like, well, we need to figure out what to do with this dog, like see if we can find its owner and blah blah blah. In the end, the owner was found. Very exciting. But, yeah. Poor puppy. It was very, it was like a little Yorkie, and it very obviously liked people. And it felt very comfortable in a house. So we were like, this dog probably belongs to like an older person in this neighborhood that can't find their dog. So, yeah, we like did the whole thing. It did the whole thing, and the dog found their owner. I'm very glad too, because that was the same day, I think that was the same day that we did our stream where we heard the coyote in the background. And I was like, oh, thank God, the coyote's on the prowl. I think the coyote would probably go for a different animal other than a Yorkshire Terrier, but who knows? I lurked on that chicken stream for 8 hours yesterday. I realized that I had it up in a tab for like hours. Yeah. There's a chicken stream and I missed it. I think it's like 24 hours. How does that chicken stream work? Because they were like, yeah, we also have it on at night. And I was like, what? I can't remember the exact name of it, but somebody will for sure. I'm going for another job interview tomorrow afternoon. It's a hectic time for this boy. Good vibes, good vibes, good vibes for you, Edward. I've been following you for 7 years, almost to the day. What? That's amazing. Thank you so much. Our chicken life. That's what it is. It is 24-hour. Wait, so are there times when the owners interact with the chickens? There must be. Because, like, every time I tuned in, I did not see humans. And I was like, there must be a point where these animals have, like, human contact. Like, I'm so confused. We want to get hens for eggs in the future. I want chickens so bad. Because I was such a terrible chicken person when I was a child, but I love chickens. And I'm like, as an adult, I don't need to have chickens, but I would love to have chickens just in my life. Sarah and I realized she's the you and I'm the Sam because I like modern and she likes rustic. Yeah, that's me and Sam, yeah. What is a good chicken person like? They just, they remember to do everything in the proper order where the chickens don't get really anxious and attack you. Which is what Child Duger used to do. They're squawking right now. Good. You kind of just leave chickens to do their own things. I mean, chickens have a lot of personality, to be honest. But as a kid, they were my chore, right? It was like, go feed the chickens, grab the eggs, bring the eggs inside. And I would always, because I thought it was more fun, I would always go to grab the eggs first. And they would get so mad. Why was the egg collecting more fun? I don't know, because I had like my little basket and I got to like put eggs in the little basket and take it inside, and I don't know. I liked collecting eggs more than I liked, scattering food for the chickens. I don't know. But yeah, getting attacked by a bunch of chickens is awful. They had finally had enough with me and they were like, "Stop taking our eggs." And they attacked me. And I cried. Last year I picked a chicken up for the first time. I peeked. I really want to. There's a place here called Gentle Barn. And it's like entirely rescue farm animals, and it's really sweet, and they do like little educational stuff there, but it's mostly just like you get to go there and feed and pet the horses, feed and pet the pigs, feed and pet the everything, right? And they like tell you their story and stuff if you ask. Like all of the animals were from like really sad situations, but I keep being like, man, I should take Clark before we leave. I should take Clark so that she can see all the mamminals. Because I think she would lose it. My dad worked with chickens when he was younger. He would play rock music on a portable radio around the chickens so that other loud noises wouldn't scare them. Amazing. Wait, was that on stream? No, it was not. We did a deep dive into Poseidon. We did a deep dive into Poseidon the other night because I was like, why is he the god of horses and also water? That doesn't make any sense because horses specifically don't like to walk into water because they can't tell how deep it is and they don't want to break their legs, right? I was like, horses aren't super into water, so I don't I don't understand why he's the god of both. We did a deep dive and I read all about it, and I still think that it's a little weird, but that's okay. It's literally there was a town that was like, we need a patron god. And for some reason, instead of being like, this is our patron god, they were like, who wants to fight for it? And Athena and Poseidon were like, I'll fight to be your patron god. And they were like, sick, give us a gift. These people were super cocky. They're like, give us a gift, and whichever gift we like better, that will be our patron god. And so Poseidon had the waves of the water crash up against the shore, and the sea foam became a horse. And he was like, I made this. It's pretty awesome. It'll keep you company. It'll bring joy to your life, but it can also like be used for work and to help like ease your burdens. And then Athena was like, I'm going to make you an olive tree. And an olive tree grew out of the earth. And she was like, you got the olives. They're delicious. You can make oil out of it for your lanterns. You can use it to make houses and ships. And they were like, sold. We want the tree. And Poseidon was like, what the fuck? Because this town was on the water and they were all seafarers. And so they were like, we have no use for a horse because we are of the sea. And I was like, wait. You're seafarers, but you didn't just automatically go, so our patron god is going to be Poseidon because Lord knows we don't want to die out there. Instead, they were like, who wants to fight for it? We're not choosing you. We're going with Athena. She made us a tree. Bam. And Poseidon was like, I made you a horse. It's beautiful. It's hilarious. Poseidon really whiffed that. Yeah, like, for all intents and purposes, he should have won that. It's like one of those situations where you're like, well, I know who I want to hire for the job, but I'm still going to bring a couple more people in just to, like, you know, cover all the bases. And then somebody comes in and just blows it out of the water, so to speak. And you're like, oh, fuck, well, we basically said we were going to give the job to this guy. But this guy is so much more qualified. We gotta just go for him instead.
Coffee drinking burrito.
It's Athens. That's how Athens got its name. Holy shit. There you go. Bam. I would watch a Dodger Explains Mythology series. Oh my god. That would actually be really fun. On the other hand, they already get their things from the sea. Do you want them to eat just fish or spice it up with some olives? I mean, I guess. They're like, man, we've just figured out how to make this flat bread. It's delicious when you put stuff on it, but we don't have anything. And then Athena was like, what about olives? And they were like, holy shit. I feel bad for Poseidon, though. I mean, there's so many mythology stories that are about, like, multiple gods competing for the affection or attention or to live. Like, it's just like, of course, we shall have a competition. Do you think there were people back in the day in Athens who thought, why the fuck did my grandparents choose Athena? I don't know. Maybe. Athena's also pretty boss, though. Yeah, if I could make a mythology series and it somehow created a situation where I got to meet Neil Gaiman, I would be down. That would be literally the whole point of making it. Athena was a salty tryhard too. Yeah. Mythology's really fun because like it's just so unrelatable now. Like it's so you read shit and you're like, who the fuck? Like what? Shit. Stephen Fry does an audiobook on mythology. It's pretty interesting and a little ironic. Yeah, the Neil Gaiman one is great. And he does the audiobook for that one too. It's literally Neil Gaiman's Greek mythology, I think. Yeah. I love that shit. It's so good. What do you mean? How do you not relate to the dramatics of mythology? Also, just like how chill they were with Zeus just boning everything, regardless of what it was. They're like, he's Zeus. Don't question it. And there's nobody in the audience there who's like, we didn't, I mean. I think my first ever A+ in high school was on Greek mythology. My first. Do you remember when I was talking about how I had an English teacher who just like really didn't like me in high school? The one who was like, "Don't bother going into acting. You'll never make it. You should be a teacher instead." That one. So she was the one who gave me my first ever like bad grade on a paper, and it was literally a paper about Poseidon. It was literally a paper about Poseidon, and she wrote things on it like, my favorite one was, "This is a little preachy." She wrote out on one part, and I was like, "What do you mean? It's about a god." I look back and I remember how just fucking furious I was. I know, fuck. I just want everybody to understand the glory of our Lord and Savior Poseidon, god of the seas and horses. Oh, shit. So yeah. Look, sometimes you're just gonna have teachers who hate you. You just gotta like push through, I guess. I got super into mythology after reading the Percy Jackson series. That's awesome. Yo, the Percy Jackson series is super fun. No shame at all. I think it's really cool when there's like a young adult series or like a children's series that's kind of like a gateway into learning about like more stuff. I think that that's awesome when that happens. Or even like if we want to take it into a weeb space, even when like people get super into a sports anime and then they're like, "Fuck, I've never played basketball in my life, but I really want to play basketball now," right? Like that kind of stuff I think is really fun, just when a piece of media that somebody has made can inspire you to like learn more about something else. I think that's cool. That's how I felt about Keijo. Mm. Squints. I did that with Prince of Tennis when I was in high school. I got super into Prince of Tennis, and I was like, I want to play tennis really bad. It turns out, that tennis is not the sport for me, but I got really into tennis. I forgot about Prince of Tennis. I've only seen like the first episode. I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, they did like a kind of a soft remake, didn't they? The older anime I was obsessed with, but going back, it didn't age super well, unfortunately. Um, but it's great. I got like so invested in all of the characters. That was me trying to yeet basketballs from across the court after watching Kuroko no Basket. That's me with volleyball. I'm short, I can't jump, and I have no coordination. All of us sweet beans just getting really, really invested in sports stuff and being like, I can do that. I want to do that. I need to unlock my generation of miracles power. And then trying to play and being like, this is very hard. Orion, happy 4 years. Thank you, buddy. Prince of Tennis had a musical stage version in Japan. I was obsessed with it in high school. Amazing. I follow somebody on Twitter who's super into the like My Hero Academia stage stuff they've been doing and like post screenshots of it all the time. And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but it's hilarious. Like seeing the screenshots out of context is hilarious. Shokugeki no Soma makes you want to be a better cook. I think that's true. I think that's true. I've never seen more power creep in a sports manga than in Prince of Tennis. Prince of Tennis also had the big issue that I think has become less prevalent now, but it still happens sometimes. It had the big issue where they were like, yes, they're all middle schoolers. And some of them look like grown ass men. So like when you're reading it, you have to remember like, oh yeah, the big like drama of this is that some of them are going to go to high school next year, right? Like it's I don't understand why that happens. Like why would you draw middle schoolers like 30-year-old men? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I just don't get it. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Because be shonen, right? But like, then make them high schoolers. It doesn't make any sense. Like, let's be real. For me, in my situation, I'm a 30 something, right? Regardless, I can't have a crush on any of these anime boys, okay? They're all children for me. But, like, it just, in terms of what they look like, it makes so much more sense for them to just be high school, just have them be high schoolers. Like, I don't understand why we gotta make them middle schoolers. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh, Hikaru no Go is so good, Gravy Boat. Fuck. Hikaru no Go is great. And yeah, you see them like age over time. It's wonderful. The prince looked like he was 12. Well, I mean, he might have been. It's middle school. It's middle school. My first year of high school, I was 14. And middle school is 2 years. Well, here, middle school is 2 years. So I was 12 and 13 in middle school. So. Yo, Good Omens was so good. Agreed. It's fantastic. I need to read more of the book. Fuck. I'm so bad about this. But to be fair, last night I was very busy cross-stitching. What, middle school is 2 years over there? Yeah. At least in Oregon. I assume it's all over. Yeah. You get up to sixth grade. Sixth grade is the end of like elementary school. Middle school is seventh, eighth, and sometimes it's all combined. Sometimes like up to eighth grade is all one school. Sometimes it's like a totally separate school altogether that's just seventh, eighth graders. And then sixth through eighth is most common. Interesting. Interesting. No, that's not how my hometown was at all. It was seventh, eighth. But I guess, yeah, typically. Okay, here we go. Typically, it's sixth, seventh, eighth grade. So, yeah. If that's the age range in Japan for middle school, the prince 100% could have been a 12-year-old. What were you cross-stitching? Oh, you guys want to see? This is my first legitimate cross-stitching project. So study hall has kind of turned into me being like, I've never done this before, but I have all of the stuff to do it, so fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. So we made Homer, right? We made cursed Homer, and now I'm making cursed Swaddling. This is it so far. But hold on, actually. So this is what we're using. Is this, but we've changed all of the colors. So the color palette is this. So it's like pinks and teals and purples. And somebody was like, oh my God, it's like Bi Pride Swaddaloon. So now that's like basically what it is. It's Bi Pride Swaddaloon. So yeah, it's going to be very precious. And I'm actually having a lot of fun. I thought, because when I started, I was like, oh man, this is going to be really small. Maybe we could just finish this today. No, it goes pretty slow, but it is fun. Sam coming into the stream and going, I'm colorblind and I can show you the actual colors was everything. Oh my God, I know. When Sam was like, why aren't you using green? Where's the green? And I was like, we're not using green. And he was like, but you have so much green. Here, I'm colorblind and I can show you the correct colors for this. So funny. Chicago doesn't have middle schools. We don't have much money to make separate buildings. So elementary school grades are in the same building as middle school, and we just call those grades elementary school. That makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, Sam is very colorblind. My sweet boy. I have to help him make characters a lot. He'll like be making a character and be like, honey, what color is this person's hair? It's very sweet. Yeah, where I grew up, all of the like neighboring villages, so to speak. I'm trying to like get across what type of towns these are. But so there were just like a ton of small towns, like all kind of clustered together. So they all used the same public school system. So we had like one middle school for a bunch of different towns and one high school for a bunch of different towns, and they were both in my hometown for whatever reason. So our high school is actually like decently large for the area, and our middle school is decently large for the area. But a lot of times, yeah, the elementary school and the middle school are combined because there isn't a reason to have them be separate. We just had them separate because there were so many kids coming from all over the place. And it created weird situations where like if like one flake of snow if there was one fucking flake of snow in the air, they would cancel school, because even though those of us who are in like the Deep Valley area, we wouldn't get any snow at all. There were other kids that were trying to get to the school that were snowed in completely. That's like the breadth of area that was going to this school. So they'd be like, well, fuck, canceling school. Send everybody home. Shit. Where I lived, it was split up by buildings. Like Kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth, fifth, sixth to eighth, and ninth to 12th. Interesting. In my, so the like little school in the woods that I went to, right, until high school, um, that school had like basically mobile homes. It was interesting, or like not mobile homes, that's not the right word, but there were like separate little mobile buildings that were on the property. So there were a few different grades that took place like outside of the main building. Portables, bungalows, portables, is that what it is? Hold on. Googling with Dugerin. Portables. That did not work. We got toilets, fam. Wait, okay. Portables. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. Portable buildings and sheds. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Oh, fuck. I didn't send my live tweet. We are live talking about what's a weird thing we've talked about so far today? There's gotta be something that's real good bait that I can put into this. Adult children. Chickens. We did talk about chickens. Okay, great. Quick throw up the end. Oh yeah. Da 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 da. Some Sonic music and maybe something else. Wow. Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Let's talk about chickens. That's true. We did talk about boning gods. We talked about Poseidon and how he totally got screwed over by Athena. Athena, the salty tryhard, as we've labeled her. Wow, I'm right on time. I missed the god boning segment. Yeah, we were just talking about. I mean, no, we just started. A daily segment. I was thinking about that because we've been doing like the challenges, right? And I was like, there's gotta be one that we could do that's more like education focused. And now I'm thinking to myself, holy shit. We could do one where I have to learn something new every day, and then in the following stream I have to explain it. I have to try to explain it. Like that fucking video that I watched where somebody took Pepto-Bismol and tried to make bismuth out of it. Like, I couldn't fucking explain what happened in that video at all. But I could try. I saw that. It was cool. It was really cool. It was super cool. There's like small amounts of bismuth inside of Pepto-Bismol. And he was like, could I like extract just the pure bismuth out of Pepto-Bismol and then create bismuth crystals? Could I do that? And the video, like, so much goes wrong. I was like, wow, there's a lot to this. It was the Nile Red video. Yeah, it was great. I showed it to Benji, and Benji was like, chemists are fucking crazy. And then chat gives the explanation a grade. Oh, man. And then all of the chemists in chat are like, good effort. B minus.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
Innsmouth crystals? I don't think I want those. Those sound like some Elder God shit. Pepto seems like it has a lot of filler as well. You should watch the video. Actually, I'll just find it because it's definitely in my YouTube history now. Oh. I was like, I watched a Cadence of Hyrule video. I did not. It's my own video. Okay, here it is. Copy link. Bam. That's the one. Making metal crystals from Pepto-Bismol. Yeah. It's good stuff. Oh, and then I watched that resin geode table video by Evan and Caitlin. I'm really into Evan and Caitlin right now. I'm like all in on them. I literally found them like yesterday, and I'm already a super fan. Any dieting tips? I'm the wrong person to ask for that. What? Same. They're wonderful. They are. They're so good. Like, I love them because I was talking about this yesterday. But I'm like, I really love process videos where people are like, here's all the mistakes that we made. And like the Evan and Caitlin videos are so good because they go, this is what we're going to make. And we don't actually know how to make it. Like it's awesome. And they're like, so we're going to do a bunch of tests. We're going to do a bunch of like trials. We're going to see what works, what doesn't work. Like we're going to show all of the struggles, right? And it's so fun because they have such good chemistry together and they're both just like all in on figuring out how to make a thing. And it almost always turns out like pretty good. Like it's so fun. I really like them. It's 37 minutes long. Yeah. A lot happens in that video. In the end, does he get bismuth crystals? I really want to make a geode table, but you need so much equipment. Dude, there are so many things that I would love to make. And I'm like, I would make a really shitty version of that, though. Because... because the whole process, I think there are some corners that I would just find myself cutting and being like, it'll be fine. I like when I arrive and start listening with no context. We are once again talking about my YouTube history, if that helps you. But yeah. I love watching prop makers and others like them because they put front and center that they make mistakes and that it's okay. Prop makers, like for stage, are really interesting because, and I'm not just saying this because I did props for a long time. I'm so interesting. I'm not. Here's the thing about props for stage is that half the time up close, it looks like actual garbage. And it's amazing because like they have to, it's the same with like really good stage makeup, with costumes, all of it, right? Is that the person in the audience has to be able to look at the thing and say, I know what that is. And sometimes that means exaggerating aspects of it and also saying, these details are not visible from far away, so I'm not going to worry about them. right? So a lot of times when you see props up close, you're like, what the fuck? Like, this is so weird looking. But when you're out in the audience, it looks perfect. And I think that like kind of that like twisting of reality for stage is fascinating, because you also have to be working with lighting, right? Because lights change the colors of things. It's crazy. Has anyone ever said that you look like Elizabeth Banks? Elizabeth Banks. Don't judge me. I'm so bad with names. Elizabeth Banks. Oh. No, I don't think so. Normally when people say an actor or an actress, I look them up. I don't think anybody said that I look like her. The one I get all the time is Hayley Williams. I get that one all the time. And I have to admit that sometimes if I look at a Paramore video and she angles her face in just the right way, I'm like, I see it. Don't worry, we judge. I know. I don't know why I say don't judge me when I know the truth. Dye your hair red. You could steal her identity. Yikes. Kari Byron? Oh my god. Who are all of these people? Kari Byron. No. Kari Elizabeth Byron Urick. American television host and artist. I don't know her. Wait, she was on Mythbusters? I did watch a lot of Mythbusters, but I still don't know who she is. You looked more like Hayley Williams in some of the old Warp Zone videos. Yeah, I think that that's true. You look just like Keanu Reeves. Fucking hell yeah. No wonder Sam loves me. I missed chicken talk. You did. I'm sorry. Look, I'm that beautiful combination of human that has a terrible memory for names and also a terrible memory for faces. So, like my dad, right? My dad can look at a person and instantly recognize them. Like if he has seen them before ever, he will know exactly who they are. But if you say a name to him, he'll be like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Like, yeah, you know that movie with Tom Hanks? Who the fuck is Tom Hanks, right? Like he's like that, but he knows exactly who a person is if he sees them. I am bad at both. I'm bad at both. So I have to do the thing where I like repeat a name back a lot. I have to do the thing where it's like, hi, my name is Evan. And I say, hi, Evan, it's nice to meet you. And that helps me like plant it a little bit. Because if I don't say it out loud, or if I don't see it written down, or like if there isn't something else to like solidify the name, I'm fucked. I'm coming from the recommended section of Twitch. Oh, well, I hope that this was a good recommendation for you, Lord Dogman. You have seemed pretty good at remembering folks in chat. That's a little different because a lot of you guys I see nearly every day in here, right? Or like the people that show up consistently. I've seen your name in chat for like potentially years, right? So it's a little different there. But if I'm like meeting somebody for the first time and then I meet them again like a few months later, it depends, actually. There have been times where I've met somebody at a convention and then I'll meet them at the same convention a year later and I instantly recognize them. It doesn't always happen, but there are some faces where I'm like, I've met this person before. 100%. I know I've met this person before. So, yeah. Oh, look at all these cute lurkers. The key is for everyone to have a name tag next to their face. This is the brilliant stuff that we need. Have you met fans that introduce themselves with their handle? I have absolutely met people who have said, "Hi, my name is blank. I'm so and so on in Twitch chat." And that's been very helpful for me and has been so odd for me because I've found that I sort of assume what a person might look like. Does that make sense? Like sometimes based on the name, I'll just concoct a human. It's just, like, I don't know why. I think people probably just naturally do that. But like I've just concocted what a person looks like. And some of you guys, you know, I've seen pictures of you before or, you know, whatever. But for the most part, most of you guys are a name that I have just like randomly attributed a body to. And then I'll meet you in real life and be like, oh, oh, that's you now. But then that's fun because I'll see you in chat later and be like, I know what that person looks like now. I've met that person in for real's life in the meat space. Concocting humans. Yeah, you know, your brain just naturally goes, ah, you're this. I don't know. You don't sound like your name. Are you saying that I think that about other people? That is true. Meat space, is that a term? It's like a cyberpunk term that I've used for years. It's basically it's like, you know, the fleshy space, not online, in flesh space, in meat space. Do I have a monocle? Judging by your name, Jesus Christ, I hope so, but I don't think you do. Yeah, obviously Lord Dogman is a dog. Look, my brain works just fine. Okay, I can concoct basically exactly what you guys look like. Harpster, thank you so much for the bitties. I almost said the dono, which it is, but am I a toilet? Oh Lord. My boyfriend was super surprised that your name is Brooke. I think a lot of people are. Dodger doesn't sound. Dodger and Brooke like have different tones to them. Does that make sense? So I think if somebody's like really used to thinking of me as Dodger, and then they know that my like, just to bring it back up, now then they know that my meat space name is Brooke. It's like those are different tones for sure. Broger. Yeah, you know, my real name, Broger. What came first, Dodger or Dexbonus? Dodger, because I got it when I was working in, when I was working on sets in college. Duck. Brooke makes me think that you're a punk teen. What? Have you come to prefer Dodger over Brooke over the years? No, not at all. They are very separate in my brain. I love my name. I love the name Brooke, honestly. I've always liked it. So Yeah, I still love it. I don't know. I remember TV calling you Brooke once, and I was like, who is he talking to? Yeah, I have specific friends that always call me Brooke, and I don't really care anymore. Like on the podcast, Jenna always calls me Brooke, which is totally fine. The Brooks I've known have only been punk teens. Um, Most Brooks that I know are like, no shade to other Brooks. Most Brooks that I know are bang average, like are like just really normal people. It's my baby. She's so cute. When you move to the UK, you'll be the only Brooke for miles. Has Sam told the story about his mom trying to guess my name when he said that he like had a crush on somebody? I'll probably tell this story wrong, but basically he was like, I've met somebody, they're from America, and his mom was like, ugh, she's gonna have some like ridiculous American name like Summer or Brooke. And he was like, yeah. Like literally guessed it. Literally guessed my name like right off the bat. Sam was like, uh. And then very shortly after, we realized that his mom's first name and my middle name are the exact same name, spelled exactly the same. And we were just like, are we connected? Is there like a weird connection here? Did she? Yeah, and then she burned the lens. Summer or Brooke, that's a range. I mean, they're both like they're both like kind of hippie sounding names, I guess. I haven't heard of many Brooks from over here. Yeah, I think I for some reason, I think it's like more commonly an American name. And I don't know why. Because we don't, here's the thing, we don't refer to any bodies of water as brook. like like a brook is like a babbling brook, right? Like just a little stream. We don't actually use that word ever. So I don't know. I don't know why the name is as common as it is. Yeah, it's also a male name. Male name. You can spell it like with the E or without the E, and typically like the more feminine version is with the E at the end. It's kind of like what we like brute forced with Clark. We just put an E at the end and we were like, there you go. You're Superman. Love you. Or Brooks. That's true. Yeah, sometimes no E and then put an S at the end. So there are Brookses out there. Brooke Thorne sounds metal as hell. Yo, I love my name with the last name Thorne. I love it. All the Brooks that I know, usually their full name is Brooklyn. I don't know any Brooklyns. Yeah, I don't know any Brooklyns. I only know Brooks. And then, yeah, in my hometown, there was one other Brooke. And then, so my full name is Brooke Lee Lawson. Like my full maiden name was Brooke Lee Lawson. And when I went to college, there was another Brooke Lee Lawson at my college, which was so weird. And so they got us mixed up all the fucking time. To the point that, oh my God, there was, so one of my professors taught a makeup class The other Brooke was in that class, and he did not realize that it wasn't me the entire time. And so he, at one point, like really late into the semester, was talking with me and was like, in the makeup class, when we were doing blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm not in your makeup class. And he was like, yeah, you are. And I was like, no, I'm not. Do you think I've just skipped every class and that's why you've never seen me in there? Like, what do you mean? He was like, what? It was because the other Brooke was in his class this whole time, and he just like didn't realize. This is a classic theater professor thing. Just a side note. Either they're extremely attentive and like the class is very small and they know everything about every single like student in their class, or they're just on another fucking planet the entire time that they're teaching the class, and they don't know who anybody is, and they're not really paying attention. They don't know anyone's names. This is like, those are the two extremes of a theater professor. And this was the theater professor who was just kind of like floating, thinking about that one time he was in Hamlet for the entire time that he's teaching makeup. And he was just like, yeah, in our makeup class. I was like, I'm not in your fucking makeup class. What are you talking about? He thought you were amazing at makeup, looking like a totally different girl. It's just like, fuck, she doesn't even need this class. Those are incredible prosthetics. Mine always dreaded teaching intro classes. This was the same professor that taught our intro class. And to be honest, I loved him. I really loved this professor because he was such a character, but he totally did the thing where it was like, all right, everybody bring a monologue. And then you would bring the monologue and he would like basically be sleeping through it. Like you would be like so filled with emotion presenting it to everybody, and you'd like go to look at him and he was like, wow, brilliant, inspired, A+. Next. Oh, it was amazing. So, yeah, that was that guy. And I loved him. He was great. A monologue will do that to you. Yeah, I mean, you didn't want to believe that if your monologue was good enough, maybe he would stay awake. You wanted to think, my monologue was good. He's just very tired and doesn't want to teach this class. But, is that my sweet love? He's not gonna come in. Oh, he's heating something up. Holy shit. That makeup class could have been a free grade if you just went with it. I wasn't in the system. I wasn't in the system at all. If I could just like randomly add myself, sure, but I started going by Nick because there were a lot of Nicoles in college. There were a lot of Nicoles in my generation of people. Yeah. I knew a ton of Nicoles, so I understand that for you. Knew a ton of Nicoles and a ton of Rachels. So many Rachels when I was growing up. Honestly, once you get tenure, you basically have to kill someone to lose it. It's like kind of true. It's crazy. Really important question. Were you the same age? Yeah, we came into the school at the same time. The only difference was that she spelled her middle name differently from me. Big time 10K streamer Sam, he's in your house? I know. Holy shit. Alert the media. I just found out that Ashley was a predominantly male name before the 20th century. Alice, also. I found out that Alice used to be like a predominantly male name. It's 10K streamer Sam.
I don't think I'm 10K anymore.
What?
Today was my subpocalypse.
Oh shit.
I think I'm more like 5K streamer Sam now.
Everybody say hi, Sam.
Huh?
Everybody say hi.
Hi.
Isn't he handsome? What a crossover. I know. Crazy. My script writing professor always said there were no bad scripts. Dude, you're wrong. We had a script writing class, but I didn't take it because that wasn't really where my interests lied. I wrote one play and I emailed a professor. This was like after I had already graduated. And I emailed my old professor and I was like, hey, I wrote a play just for some reason I like wanted to. I wrote a play. Will you read it? And he was like, I would be honored. And I sent it to him and never heard a response. So I was like, it was garbage. Right into the junk folder. Just like, yikes. I never got it. I wanted to read it. Shit. You know me. I never shy away from telling my students exactly what I think about their work. Of course I would have read it if I got it. Which I didn't. It was an isekai play. What about the Sailor Moon play from when you were little? That's true. I did write a Sailor Moon play that never saw the light. His dog probably ate it from the digital space. Release the play. Oh my goodness. One of my English teachers read my story and said she was going to talk to a publisher. She then left and I never saw that story again. What amazing. It was a better version of SAO, but it's SAO, so it was still bad. Rest in peace. Fuck. Don't read me like this. What? A guy in uni actually tried the dog ate my homework with his thesis. It was an online only submission. Amazing. No, my arms literally... The only reason that my arms look good at all, which thank you, the only reason my arms look good at all is because I carry around a child all the time. She's like the best arm workout ever. That'll do it. You know? I keep hitting points where I'm like, you are so heavy. I don't know if I can keep carrying you around like this. And then like a week goes by and I'm like, it's not that bad. And I'm realizing, oh, because out of necessity, I'm having to carry her so often that it's just like a natural, like slow progression workout. flex. It's not impressive. These are my arms. They're not impressive. Bam. Also, I have a big old mosquito bite on my arm. Not awesome. I have 2 mosquito bites on my foot. 1 mosquito bite here. Not great. I'm shook. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Whoa, I've been absent for a while because I started a job as an investment advisor. I'm homesick today, so at least I can catch up. Aw, Mercedes, I hope that it's been a good job. My one friend gets like 5 bites in the same spot all the time. That's so weird. No, for me it was last night I had to go outside to do something and I was like, oh, my foot kind of itches. And then I came inside and realized, oh, I was bit to shit while I was outside for like 30 seconds. Did you finish the stitching project? No, but we got a good start on it. Cursed Swaddaloon is on the way. She's on the way, and she's gonna be so cute. Very exciting. Exciting. I kind of want to iron that fabric, though. But is there a point? Maybe not. I fucking love Swaddaloon. Thank you. Me too. It's my favorite Pokemon. Yeah, John, if we talk about like ants, Sam feels like maybe there's an ant on him. Like, why does Swaddaloon look so sad? Swaddaloon just looks like they were woken up way earlier than they wanted to be. Oh, yeah. Every now and then, Sherlock gets into a just ever so slightly aggressive mood and will try to play with one of my feet. It doesn't happen super often. I like trained that out of him really early, but every now and then he'll like just try to go for a foot. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And I have just like little punctures on my feet. Did you end up finishing that fire ant video? I did. And I don't know why. I was a little disappointed in it. And I think it's because not because it wasn't informational. It was, but because he basically is like, fire ants expand at such a crazy rate that like I expected that part of the video was going to be like, here's how I section off like part of the colony to like give to another person or something. I don't know what I expected, but for him to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to build a mansion for these ants, I guess. Tune in for a video one day where I build a fire ant mansion. Right? Like, I was like, oh, okay. He did say at one point, you know, if you want them to stop expanding so fast, you can just make it really cold and then the eggs won't hatch as quickly. But I was like, I don't know. It was just nuts to me. Oh, Sparko, I'm so glad. Yeah, Sherlock is the sweetest boy. I don't think he's in here right now. He's not, but he's great. I love Ants Canada. Yeah, that is the channel that I was watching. Yeah. But I for some reason I thought that the video was not going to end with just like, welp, we've created a situation where they don't want to leave anymore. But but they are still expanding at a crazy rate. So I'm going to have to just give them more space. I was like, what's the plan here? At what point is there no more space to give? He already has like a bunch of other ant colonies. Like, I don't know, man. I don't get it. But I am not an ant person. I enjoy watching videos of ants, and I want them nowhere near my house. So that's who I am. That's just real life. What? Having ants take over your house? I mean, relatable. I've been there. I respect ants from a distance. Absolutely. There are lots of creatures on this beautiful planet of ours where I'm like, that is a fascinating, incredible thing. And I'm so happy that it exists. Like, what incredible biological engineering. Like wow. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to be anywhere near it. I don't want to touch it. But holy shit. So cool that that's real. Aren't some of the ants in Cali like invasive? Yeah. The ants in California, they want to be all up in your shit. And it sucks. Like, when we had our ant problem, I was deep cleaning our house. Like deep cleaning the kitchen constantly. Just like, there's nothing to eat in here. There's nothing in here. Like, fuck off. And they still were in our house. Like, they would disappear for a couple of days and then find a new way in and just be in our house. And we were like, why are you here? There's nothing to eat. It was so obnoxious. The melty potato. Different house. That was 2 homes ago that the melty potato happened. We're all like little ants crawling on the cosmic treadmill. I have a praying mantis infestation in my backyard and it scares me to shits. But praying mantises don't really fuck with people, do they? Would it rain heavily before they came in? No, it doesn't rain here. No, but they're terrifying. I've never interacted with a praying mantis and felt scared, but I've never been around more than one. So they just look mean, I guess. Don't they like eat all the shit that aren't they kind of like spiders? Like they eat all the shit that you don't want in your house. And then they eat each other, but that's true love. So if you go near them, they'll fly at you. I see. They're like, fuck off. This is my leave. Get out of here. Are you eating Sam? I'm not a praying mantis. I don't have those deep, pure urges that praying mantises have to love through the act of cannibalization. Yet. Spiders are the only shit I don't want in my house. We've had a lot of spiders around recently. Our sorry, not to go into a time. We'll briefly touch down here and then we'll leave. But my neighbors have had the same sort of issue, but like I don't know, none of them have messed with us. So they can chill, they can hang. If they're near my baby, I put them outside. That's like my only thing is I'm like, I don't know which ones like bite and which ones don't give a shit about people. So if I see one near the baby, it'll go outside. But if they're just like chilling in corners and like eating things that I don't want in my house anyway, then they're good roommates. That's fine. When a praying mantis calls you a snack, they mean it. Yup. Yup. Do you keep your teeth looking perfect? Well, thank you. That's very sweet. I don't know. I brush them. That's all I got. I had a really bad overbite when I was a kid, and they thought that I was going to need braces, but then it like fixed itself. And my teeth for the most part grew in straight, so I wound up not needing anything. Both of my siblings did though, and they will always and forever hate me that I didn't wind up needing braces. A scorpion problem. Scorpions, out of everything that I can imagine being in my house, scorpions and centipedes, I cannot imagine being able to deal with calmly at all. The bigger they are, the less dangerous the venom. I don't know if that's true. Anyways, again, this was our touchdown. We can move on to a topic that isn't like creepy shit in your house, because not great. Now I don't know where to go though. Now I don't know where to go. Right. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of this terrible world. Yeah. Sorry, never mind. I was gonna sit here a bit longer. I'm not going to. Let's talk about ghosts. Other sorts of creepy things that could be in your house. Thoughts on any of the upcoming anime? Yo, there's good shit on the horizon. I'm actually so fucking excited. We've got Vinland Saga coming. We've got Beastars coming. Shit. Dr. Stone. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good to be an anime fan pretty soon here. Finland Saga. I binged the shit out of Dr. Stone because of you. I assume that you liked it if you binged it. Do you understand why I said that that it's like a little hard to get into at first? Or was that just a me thing? I thought it was a little hard to get into. Vinland Saga is my favorite manga of all time. It's really, really good. It's about Vikings. It's like a historical drama with a bunch of really good action in it. The art is so good. And they're making an anime of it. And the trailer looks amazing. I have such high hopes. And I really hope that they don't let me down. It was rough at the beginning. The 1,000,000,000% catchphrase is still cringy. That was like the first thing that I texted Gmart about, because Gmart was one of the people who was like, you should totally read Dr. Stone. And I texted Gmart and I was like, please tell me he stops saying this. Like, for the love of God, tell me that all these stupid catchphrases that every character has are gonna tone down. And he was like, Full Metal Alchemist let you down? The anime? Brotherhood? Because I thought Brotherhood was so fucking good. Did you finish Good Omens? Of course I did. I'm reading the book now. It's so good. Stone is good, but it's pretty cheesy and cringy sometimes. It is. I'm invested in like the overall story. There are consistently chapters where I'm like, eh. But like I'm excited for things to happen. So yeah. I loved Dr. Stone from the first chapter. Does the book have more to offer than the show? They're just like from what I understand, they're just slightly different, but tone-wise, identical. So far what I've read has basically been identical to the show. I was reading about how apparently they were working on a sequel. There's an article that's about where because Terry Pratchett is dead now, right? So there's an article where Neil Gaiman was saying that like they tried for a while to get somebody to pick up Good Omens to make a show of it because they thought that it would be really good, and then Terry Pratchett, I guess, was like, "Man, we really have to do this." Like, and then he died, and Neil Gaiman was like, "It instead of it feeling like just a conversation we had, it felt like a last request, and like I had to do it. Like I had to figure out a way to get this show made." And so they like tried to incorporate some things that they had talked about having involved in the sequel into the show. So there are like some differences in there that are just pulling from information that was in kind of like what they had made for the sequel. But the sequel won't ever happen with just Neil Gaiman. He won't make it on his own, which I totally get. So yeah, the differences mostly are like informational differences. I know, right? And there's like, he tweeted at one point being like, "Man, Good Omens never hit the top charts. Like it wasn't a super popular book. And now it's like on the bestseller list. Like I really think that I wish that Terry was here to see it. Like I think that he would be very happy with that." And I was like, stop it. I'm so sad. Like, yeah. I'm paraphrasing all of this, obviously. If you went and looked, it would be slightly different from what I'm saying. But like that's the general feel of like the article and stuff was just, it's just very sweet. It's very sweet. So Gaiman is so good. I love his work. He is. Yeah. Terry Pratchett's hat is in a shot. Oh, is it? Oh, stop. I haven't even read the book or seen the show, and I'm gonna cry. It's very good. If you've had any inclination to watch Good Omens at all, it's very good. It's like perfect like British camp in a lot of ways. And the actors are fantastic, and it's just, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Also, apparently Jesse did not know who Martin Sheen was. Kristen and I were like, what the fuck? Because Kristen was like, so did you know who Martin Sheen was before you watched Good Omens? And I was like, yeah. She was like, okay. Because Jesse was trying to like tell me to watch the show and was like, yeah, it's got David Tennant and like some other guy. Michael Sheen, sorry. But yeah. And he was like, I don't know. He didn't know who that was, which like blew my mind. Because he's like an old man. Jesse is. Not Michael Sheen, although Michael Sheen is also like older, but. Well, he's great. He's great, as a side note. I found that I can't watch TV or anime anymore. I fast forward through everything. What? Are you also the person who, like, when you're listening to the radio and a song is halfway done, you like skip to another station? Or like I have friends who would like hook their phone up to their cars, right? And have music playing and would just like skip songs all the time. Like a song would get like halfway through and then they'd skip to the next song. And I'd be like drive me fucking crazy. I definitely do that. It drives me crazy. I don't understand it. It's me with podcast. I listen to them on 2 times. Oh, you like up the speed on it? I've never thought to do that. I don't know that I would like that very much. I like lots of breathing space. If that makes sense. Like I like quiet and I like sort of meandering things. So imagining listening to a podcast on 2 times and not having as much like breathing room inside of the podcast. Like a podcast already is mostly talking, right? I don't know. I don't like that in my mind. I do that with tutorials. Tutorials I think are different because sometimes you're like, I know how to do part of this, but there's a specific part of it I don't know how to do. Or like I look up how to do something and I know that the whole first part of the video is going to be them going, all right, so be sure to check out all of my other videos. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and let's get started. Okay, so first what you're going to want to do is find Photoshop. It's probably on your desktop. So if you can't find it on the desktop, you can actually just search for it in the bottom left. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get this open here. All right, there we go. Right? So half the time when I look up tutorials for something like that, I'm like, okay, I can probably skip like halfway into this. You're making me mad. I've just watched so many of those. It takes some getting used to, but you can get through a lot of podcasts and content with speeding up. Yeah, I guess so. Or it's like a 9-year-old and I question my existence that I'm being taught by a child. Yo, but every now and then you find one by a 9-year-old and you're like, wow, this was so informative. Holy shit, this 9-year-old knows exactly what they're doing. It's how I managed to watch some of Sam's 14-hour streams. Oh, I bet. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Just speed that shit up, right? Yeah. What the fuck is up, my dudes? Not much. We've been sitting here talking for like an hour and a half. About all kinds of shit. I was gonna play something. I still don't know what that something would be. But instead, we've talked about the life, universe, and everything instead. Auto chess? No. No, I can't. Not on stream. I can't do it on stream. I feel like way too much of an idiot. And I know I'm not. Before anybody yells at me, I know I'm not an idiot. But it's one of those games where everybody loses their shit about stuff. And I don't have any desire. Yeah, if I don't have Octo in my life while playing auto chess, it's just a shit show. I am very interested in Bloodstained. Yeah, literally at the beginning of the stream, a lovely person in chat was like, I just got Bloodstained in the mail because they were a backer. And I was like, oh, is it out? But it's not out yet. It comes out tomorrow. Bottom two. You played Dragon. Did you play Dreamfall by the same dudes? I did not play Dreamfall. But a lot of the, like, negative reviews on Dragon were like, I love Dreamfall because Dreamfall had way more, like, actual, like, gameplay stuff in it. Because let's be real, for the most part, Dragon was like a I don't want to say walking simulator, but it was like static. There wasn't really anything for us to do. There weren't puzzles or like things to figure out, like none of that. It was just click, 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 click. You just clicked through it, you know? What's the game you can play the fastest? The game I can play the fastest? Did you like Cadence of Hyrule? I loved it. Very fun. And like a really manageable size as well. It took me a couple of sit downs. Most people, it takes one sit down to beat it. I tried to get oh, fuck, that's right. I wanted to look up. Is there a secret character in Cadence of Hyrule? Oh, there is. Holy shit. There is. So there you go. Would you recommend getting Hollow Knight on the Switch? Hollow Knight is one of the best games ever made. In my mind. It's incredible. I think however you would like to play that game, you should do it. I'm not spoiling who the character is. I'm not going to spoil how to get it or who the character is or anything like that. There's a secret in there. There's a secret in the game. There you go. I would love to see you play Super Metroid. You know, the only Metroid game that I've, like, really played is the original Metroid. I don't know why. I've never really, like, tried to do any of the other Metroid games, but I love original Metroid. We played Gato Roboto. We beat it. Super Metroid is original Metroid, but better in every way. What does that mean? Is it just like remastered Metroid? Like, it's literally the same game, but better. It's super, you know, fair. It's a super version of the original game. Great. Interesting. Yeah, no, I've never played Super Metroid. Have you played Valhalla? I did play Valhalla. I didn't beat it. I wasn't having the best time with it. And I felt like I didn't have a whole lot of control. But people were saying that I did. It just wasn't obvious, like, what was changing the game in different ways. Like, that just wasn't super obvious to me. So I never beat it. I didn't really have an inclination to beat it, which really upset some people. So I'm sorry, any of you who are like, really wanted me to finish Valhalla. But yeah, I played it a couple of times. I think we did 2 sessions of it, something like that. Dexbonus Metroidvania streamer. I do love Metroidvania games. How about a spooky point and click like Black Mirror? Will you stream Bloodstained? I would love to. I definitely want to stream Bloodstained. Fuck. I wish it was out now. It's fine. It's fine. Have you played Darkest Dungeon? I have. We actually, when was it that we beat it? I had never beaten it before. I had played the shit out of it and had never beaten it. And I finally was like, I'm gonna just beat this game. It was like a couple of months ago, I think, that we finally beat it. Have you played any Castlevania games? I have. I played, so the one that we had while I was growing up was Simon's Quest. I played Simon's Quest over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, I loved that game. So that's the one that I've played the most. And then there was one, which one was it? There was one that I played on DS, and I can't remember what it was. But I got lost. I got, like, really lost in it. Symphony of the Night was my first Castlevania. It ruined all others for me. I'm so hyped, though. I loved that you beat it. Yo, me too. I'm so glad. There's still a part of me that's like, but I haven't beaten it with Crimson Court on. So does it even really count? But I think it does. I think it does. I think I also started with Simon's Quest, but I never beat it, though. My brother beat it. I don't think that I ever beat it. I think I was too young. I couldn't get super far in it. But I loved that game. I'm bad at Metroidvanias. My brain is too small. What do you mean? I've always fallen apart long before I get any real progress in Darkest Dungeon. I love everything about it, but good lord, I'm so awful at it. I think that I improved a lot once I, like, started really taking my time with the fights, and started to understand, like, what was helpful information and what wasn't. That sort of stuff, like, made a big difference for me because I, like, had so many problems with that game. I fall off a platform in Hollow Knight and I'm like, well, this is us then. Some of the platforming stuff in Hollow Knight is very difficult, to be fair. Are you going to level Gunbreaker or Dancer and Shadowbringer? They both look very fun. Sam really wants to do Dancer. I would love to, like, try out Gunbreaker. I don't have a tank. I've never had a tank in that game. So I'm like, maybe Gunbreaker could be my tank. I love tanking in Final Fantasy 14. I've never tanked in an MMO in general, so I don't know how to do it. It feels very like, I don't know. it feels like such new territory for me that I'm really hesitant about it. But Gunbreaker is a tank, yeah, but Dancer is a DPS. It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Tank has a lot of responsibility. I feel like I said this before, but I feel like the tank is, without a conversation happening, right? The tank is typically regarded as like the lead because the tank goes first, they pull, all of that kind of stuff. So they're just kind of treated as the leader in the situation. And that stresses me out a little bit. White mage for life, obviously. Healing seems tough and scary. I really enjoy healing. I think that when you get like a clutch heal in, it feels so nice. But yeah, if everybody dies, you feel like shit for sure. Mm. We are talking about Final Fantasy 14, yes. Way to slide into the conversation easily. I have not tried the Novice Guild tank tutorial, no. The healers catch all the crap when DPS screws the pooch. Are you going to get those flowers filled in or just leave them as outlines? They're not meant to be colored in, no. They're meant to stay like this. It's hard to see, but there's like little line detail inside of the flowers. So, yeah, it's meant to stay black and gray. Me too. I feel really bad when people die. If the tank dies, I feel awful because it's like the tank is my main person and I let them die. Like, I feel so bad, and now aggro is on everybody else, and everybody else is gonna die if I don't res them like immediately. Ça va bien, merci. I have let people die when they run off, including the tank. If the tank runs ahead and everybody else is still doing shit, I'll follow the tank. But yeah, sometimes tanks are like in their own world and everybody else is like still doing something and they run ahead and pull like 3 mobs and I'm like, do you know that none of us are with you? Like, wait. Do you play WoW or have any interest? I played vanilla WoW and I did not stick with it, and I've tried playing WoW a couple of times since then, to be able to hang out with my cousin and stuff, but it's just not a good MMO for me. It's not interesting to me. As a bard, my tanking technique is to get aggro and then run away. Yikes. What makes you like Final Fantasy 14 more than WoW? I don't know. I think if I pretended that it wasn't more aesthetically pleasing for me, that would be a lie. I think it just looks nicer. I like the look of it more. But I also like that your character can do everything. You can have one character that can do literally everything. I don't know. I really enjoy healing. I don't know what it is specifically, but The community is also very nice. Yeah, the community was like very easy to slip into. So Cute Boys is a legitimate pro. Look, my cat boy is adorable, and he knows it. I've been here over an hour. Time to get back to studying. Good luck. I believe in you. It's nearly 11. We've been live for a couple hours now. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, we'll actually play a thing. But yeah, go pee, grab a drink, take your pills, stretch, whatever you need to do. And we'll be right back. I'm so glad my microphone is still working. What a delight.